Hello, good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to this webinar on geospatial technology and career prospects. So, it gives me immense pleasure to invite Mr. Sumit Gadge for this special webinar. So, Sumit Gadge is an accomplished individual with a passion for using AI to make positive impact on society. He's a graduate of MTech in Geoinformatics from Symbiosis Institute of Geoinformatics. So he's our own alumnus. And he has since gone on to make a significant contribution to the field of AI and geospatial analytics. Currently, Sumedh is working as a manager for analytics and AI at PricewaterhouseCoopers in Middle East, where he is using his expertise to drive innovation and create value for clients. Prior to this, Sumedh has started his career as a data scientist at Quantela, where he worked on a range of smart city projects using AI. He has also led creation of an urban observatory for 100 smart cities and Amrut cities in India. Sumedh later joined Gramner, where he led end-to-end projects under Microsoft AI for Earth in sectors such as smart cities, agrotech, disaster management, and ESG. So one of his notable projects is Sunny Lives that helped save hundreds of lives during the Yas cyclone in Puri region. So currently Sumedh is focused on end-to-end implementation of AI and he has earned him two international patents. So I welcome Sumedh and I will hand over the session to him.
Hi. Thank you so much, Narendra sir. It's been a pleasure to be on this particular talk. Uh, just for the sake of the tone of the talk, I just want to check with you, like, with respect to the audience, like, what is the distribution? Like, people who will be recently joining a SIJ or who will be uh, graduating from our institute, and what is the overall participants are about? Uh,
So
with
most of
that,
them
it
are
will help me
prospective joinees for MTech program. So they are graduates.
understood.
They will be looking for sort of deciding on the fence on joining MTech.
Understood. Understood. Definitely. I welcome you all, guys. Um, as Navendu sir told, I am a graduate from 2018 batch from Symbiosis Institute of Geoinformatics, which falls under umbrella of Symbiosis International University, which itself is a good name when it comes to comes to the career prospects into the industry, because Symbiosis name has been having a significant, I would say, weightage when it comes to when you talk to different companies altogether, when you talk about your previous achievements and the college you went for. The main important factor with uh, Symbiosis is that the alumni connect that you get. Uh, there are a lot of batches which had been through the similar process of studying. I will talk specifically about geoinformatics. There are a lot of people who had been through these number of batches. So because of that, most of the industry which is working into geospatial sector in India and outside of India, a few people belong to Symbiosis Institute of Geoinformatics. And that gives a good hands-on what is exactly happening in the industry right now, what particular skill sets that an individual needs to have, and how he can shape his career down the line. Since you have a good alumni connect, you get to know a number of companies which you might not be aware about, and since the n number of job opportunities as well. When I started my career, I was just a rookie. Like I didn't knew most of the things from, let's say, computer languages or geospatial technology. My graduation was from environmental engineering, and I did my master's in symbiosis. Now here, when I graduated, I was having very limited knowledge about GIS or geoinformatics or remote sensing techniques. But when I was introduced into the course, I was introduced to many other subjects which I was not aware about, and got to learn a lot of different things. Having said that, it's a continuous improvement. Any particular educational institute can provide you the foundational knowledge which is required to go into the industry, but when it comes to the career prospects, or how do you want to grow yourself into the industry, it depends upon how do you cultivate yourself in terms of the niche sector that you have been selected. So many of you might be from different backgrounds. Some might be from IT backgrounds, some might be from civil backgrounds, environmental backgrounds, or GIS backgrounds as well, and they are interested to go into geospatial field. Now, when it comes to geospatial field, the particular uh, field since like past 20 years has been growing steadily, but right now you see there is a peak which is going on. Like there are a lot of space missions which are happening through our ISRO itself, and outside of India there are a lot of countries who are using geospatial technology right now, and using its all potential currently, which was not happening. And this is the right time to get into this particular field, because the major thing is once you go outside there, you will find a lot of data scientists, a lot of computer science engineers, and a lot of like mechanical, electrical, or civil people. Uh, but the main thing that you find here is the niche of the specialization that you do. Most of the companies, so since I have been working into data science industry, I will talk more about data science in geospatial. And since I have quite less knowledge about like a lot of other people who might be working into these other fields, let's say transportation and logistics and conservation related works, they can speak more. But uh, currently, all of these particular governments, disaster management institutes, as well as various institutes which are focused on observatory things. They want to know the insights from the satellite images. They want to know the insights from the GIS and geospatial data sets, has been on peak currently. Now, what and why? Like, what are they doing currently right now? Since geospatial sector is been a sector which can be applied into a lot of other domains. So GIS as an individual field can be applied to agri-tech. GIS as an individual field can be applied to, uh, let's say, problem solving in electrical gas pipeline stationing, the problem solving in urban planning and management. So there are different sectors, health sector as well, wherein which GIS is being used. When I say health sector, there was one project which we did during the COVID was, you all might have undergone through COVID lockup, right? And there was a specific plan that need to happen because there were a lot of people coming from different airports. We wanted to know from where they are coming, and they need to be quarantined in a specific place. Now, once we know that if the particular person has came from, let's say, Dubai or any other place, he is having COVID and he's been quarantined into particular place. The lockup structure was decided on the basis of that. So in city, you might see that some of the places were kind of free, and some of the places were very locked up. Like it was a hard lockdown that was imposed by the local governments. So there also, this geospatial technology was one of the main important component. And Bangalore was the city which I worked on, wherein which we created a lockdown structure for the entire Bangalore city based on the people vulnerability and people who are coming from. So this is just one example of health sector I was talking about. Now, why these people are using it? Because earlier there used to be only hard copies of maps, and it was very difficult to analyze something on that and create insights from that. But right now, with the help of technology, different softwares as well as programming languages, and the front end technology, developed front end technology, it is becoming very easier to analyze something and show it as a part of insight so that end user consumes it well. And because of the very purpose, this particular geospatial technology has been applied into different n number of sectors. So not wasting much time, I would like to go through like few slides. I want to keep it simple because you will be starting a career into this specific field, and I don't want to barge you with a lot of information that is coming from different sources. So let me quickly share my screen. Let me know whenever you can see my screen. Can anyone confirm if they can see my screen?
Yes, the screen is visible.
Yes.
Cool. Cool. Thank you so much. So as I said, like we will keep it simple. I will tell you what are the different applications or sectors wherein which there are job opportunities, which are the high lucrative sectors. When I say high lucrative sectors, it comes with uh, in terms of economy. And the other thing is any particular sector that you work into geospatial, if it is not hard, it will not give that much remuneration that you are expecting. So that's the main thing, that the hard learned thing that I've learned through my experience. If the things that needs to be done are quite hard and quite offbeat from the regular jobs that people are doing, those are the only jobs can give you lucrative career, and those are the job opportunities can give you more of a social presence around, and you can do a number of different applications through it. So talking about the same, um, one of the major field and job opportunities through geospatial technology that you can do is data science and analytics. Though data science and analytics is a generic term, but when it comes to when you learn through, let's say, MTech or master's program from Geoinformatics, you eventually get knowledge of statistics, Python, and other computer languages, familiarity with geospatial techniques and all. In all of the slides that I will show, you will have like what is the sector which has job opportunities, what kind of profession that you can go for, and the skill set required. So we will keep it as simple. At the end, you will find there is one key parameter which is into skill set and which is common amongst all. Now, if you have that particular skill set, uh, it's 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 kind of one of the most important skill set that you need to have if you want to go in this particular professions. And at the end, you any one of you can tell me which is the common skill set that I have used in all these slides. So as a profession, when it you might have heard about, like, there are a lot of things going on right now. You might have heard about chat gpt, or you might have heard about bard AI and other geospatial or data science related applications. A lot of people are using satellite images to quickly find something. When it comes to data science and analytics, earlier people used to use many, let's say, spreadsheets that you have, Excel sheets that you have, or normal images or video analytics. Down the line, since GIS is something, geographic information system is something which gives you all the data set which is present on the Earth's surface. So any data has location attached to it. You can apply data science and analytics on the top of it. So that's why data science and analytics as a sector, like there are many data scientists, or there are many institutes which are providing data science and analytics courses. You can go and have that courses, but those are majorly generic courses. So what makes you different is having the geospatial knowledge, which is specific. So applying the geospatial knowledge to all of the data science and AI algorithms can be a fruitful job career, and this is how I strive for. So when I started my career, I started as a normal data scientist, but most of the work that was around me was into geospatial data science only. So how this is a bit different, when you go into the industry, you will find many data scientists working on similar kind of skill sets. But once you go with geospatial or GIS skill sets along with that, you stand apart. So you already know what are the common skill sets or expertise that you require for normal data science projects, but you also know GIS and geospatial techniques, which are very helpful for small, uh, you know, s- small value additions to each and every project. So let me tell you one simple project. There is a eye care station, let's say Lenskart or something. Now they want to purchase and sell all of their Lenskart related products in different cities. They used to do like a lot of predictions about how many people will buy our Lenskart products, let's say next month or next 2 months, in 1 year or so. But what location intelligence adds value to them is when and where they can do it. So if they want to predict it, can they predict it like if I will have, let's say, 10% increase in my sales in this particular region. When I say region, it could be Bangalore, it could be Hyderabad, or it could be any metro city, it could be any state, because of which they can do their other marketing styles differently. So such kind of examples, which gives business intelligence and adds values. All of them contains location intelligence. And since geospatial is being kind of a a sector which can be applied to any sector, as I told you, any prominent departments, having a data science knowledge and working with geospatial data science always helps. So this is one of the more main core sector which is right now emerging, and it's kind of a too hot, what kind of a too hot job profile in the market right now. Once you go into data science analytics as a primary career, you start with, if you are a fresher, you start with associate data scientist, then you become data scientist, senior data scientist, lead data scientist, and so on. Each particular organization have their own hierarchy. Now, while doing data science and all of these applications, you need not have to, um, you know, be programmer always. Once you have 3 to 4 years of experience, slightly you can move on to managing all of these data science projects end to end, which is currently I'm doing right now. So once you have the end-to-end knowledge about how the data science skill work into geospatial and how you can embed those into applications which are consumable by many people, then you can manage those projects, manage the teams who are working under you. You might have like 1 or 2 data scientists who are working for you, data engineers or front-end engineers, with which are having different skill sets. And when I talk about analytics also comes with data storytelling. And for data storytelling, there is something known as front-end engineering. You might have many people around you who have done computer science and who are working on something like JavaScript or something like Flutter to create front-end application systems. So any data science and analytics needs to have such kind of knowledge. Like, well, you might not be doing the exact programming of the front end, but having a knowledge is really good. And these kind of skill sets slowly give you the leverage of having a full stack data scientist, which is the new term which is coming into the industry. What is full stack data scientist is one person who can, from acquiring data, consulting their clients, and creating the entire AI model, and creating an application, does it all. So the person who knows everything from scratch to the end product is known as full stack data scientist. And since there are very less people into the geospatial industry right now, it's a good chance to come into the industry, learn new things, and become a geospatial full stack data scientist, which is going to be a core job profile going on. The other perspective of jobs is drones and space tech. As I told you, like there are many space missions which are being developed by ISRO, as well as there are many new space tech AI startups which are coming. If you're learning geospatial analytics or GIS related courses, you get to know about what kind of work that is being done. Now, there can be work through drones. You might have heard about drone delivery, which is happening. Recently, the current city that I'm working in, they recently have launched drone deliveries available into like within a certain specific vicinity of the city. So all of these particular technologies needs GIS as a core knowledge. And once you know all of these GIS technologies, how to handle the geospatial software and analyze and interpret data, these kind of technologies help you to build a career into drone and space tech as well. When I say drones particularly are unmanned aerial vehicles that can be used for different purposes. So it can be used for agricultural, forestry, and natural resource management as well. So let's say a small application like um, there is a small drone application which throws seeds onto the agricultural fields, so that you don't have to go in person onto the agricultural fields. The drone only will throw the seeds on the farm, and it will also spray whatever the required fertilizers that you need. But to have this drone flying and go to the exact location, you need GIS related knowledge. So for drone related career sectors, while you are doing your masters, you can also do some of the drone related courses which are provided by DGCA. And there are some opportunities wherein which you can also become a drone pilot, wherein which, just like any flight pilot, you will be responsible for managing the entire flight of the drone. And trust me, these particular drones are different than the drones that you see in any marriage or uh, engagement or pre-wedding photo shoots. These particular drones are having different number of image quality altogether, flying capacity, as well as n number of different bands like multispectral bands, hyperspectral bands, which have different applications as per the sector that you go. I won't go much into detail with that. So what are the skill sets main required is familiarity with drone technology and remote sensing techniques, which will be, I guess, mostly a part of your curriculum. Um, I'm not sure about drones, but I guess remote sensing is fully there. The knowledge of GS software and geospatial data analysis. Any particular drone technology that you are using needs to be mapped well. So from where your drone will go to which direction, what is the wind flow at that particular time, what is the seasonality, what is the rainfall at that particular time, based on which you will decide your flight time, at what particular time the drone should come back to your own place, all of these particular things. Understanding of data processing and image technique analysis, and ability to interpret and analyze the geospatial data. So whenever a particular data set is there, let's say you have an Excel sheet, you can interpret that Excel sheet. You will have rows and columns into that. But when it comes to geospatial data, it's very different. There are two main parts. One is raster and vector, but into that also there are a lot of other different types of data sets or parameters of the data sets which needs to be learned specifically. Let's say the parameters which are coming from hyperspectral imageries are very different than parameters which are coming from, let's say, road network or electricity pole networks and all that. So the major required skill set here is ability to interpret these particular geospatial data sets and have the drone technology and remote sensing knowledge. This is the second sector. With respect to time, I will just quickly skim through all of these particular slides. I am more interested into the questions that you might have. Uh, Urban planning and design sector has been in use since long back. Earlier, people used to use, let's say, normal surveying technologies. Many people from civil engineering may, uh, may have witnessed that they are using dumpy levels or EDMs to do all of these particular surveys. But when it came to geospatial technology, it has vanished at all. So earlier, we used to have liftman jobs, right? Like a person used to be in lift who will press the button for you. And geospatial technology is something that has replaced such kind of jobs, just like liftman. So earlier we used to have liftman in lift who used to press the buttons for us, but right now we don't require anyone. We can do it by ourselves. So just like that, geospatial and drone technologies have helped in urban planning as well. Now you can have elevation, slope, all of these particular uh, parameters calculated through the GIS technology itself. And that's why it has major applications in urban planning and design. There are some job opportunities directly available from the space application centers of each and every state, but there are some municipalities which directly have urban planning and GIS related jobs available. So whenever, if you are interested to go for such kind of jobs, which are kind of governmental jobs, but you don't have to give, let's say, MPSC or UPSC exams, such kind of jobs are also available, and they regularly put circulars about what kind of positions are available. Since this particular kind of urban planning and designing and arranging of sewerage systems or arranging of gas pipeline is increasing day by day, they want people who know GIS really well into the local municipalities and sectors. Apart from that, there are policy level companies which makes policies for urban governance, and which comes under some of the main thought leadership, that is Niti Aayog. So they have their individual components which talk about how to plan the urban city, and how to manage these natural resources of the urban city. So one of the projects which I did was for 100 smart cities in India, wherein which the project was simple. So the main aim is to have any person know, if I'm a let's say if I'm in Pune city, I want to know what is the water level of all of these particular lakes in Pune city, how it has changed over the period of time, and what are the further impacts that it might go through. If there is any increase or decrease in water, let's say water body or vegetation or any other parameter. Third is where the city is sprawling, like where the city is growing. Is there any direction of the city which in which it is growing, and why it is growing in that particular direction? So such kind of analysis and techniques was needed to identify each and every smart city, where it is going, what is the direction of growth, and all that. So urban planning and design also comes with knowledge of urban planning and design principles. So I'm telling you, like, just a second, I'm getting one message. Okay. So since GIS can be applied to urban planning sector as well, wherever you apply geospatial technology, you need to have subject matter expertise in that particular sector. Let's say if you're belonging from civil engineering sector, you will have subject matter expertise into that specific sector. Now, once you know GIS and once you know civil engineering, you can easily apply those two to ease out the things, to automate the things, and to find the solutions to the pragmatic problems that are being uh, construed day by day. So any particular geospatial application, if you want to apply it into any sector, let's say I want to apply it into health sector, so I should understand why the need of geospatial into health sector, and the main things like core technical things which are required into health sector in order to apply the GIS to that. So that and so that subject matter expertise is really required. Um, Let me go through the third one. Third is environmental management and conservation. Right now, currently, if you go forward for next 10 to 15 years, one of the major concern that all the countries are trying to solve is environmental management and climate readiness. They want to prepare sustainable cities. They want to work on um, uh, climate related problems. And if you go into this specific industry, this has a future for at least next 10 to 15 years, because there are a lot of things which are being done to, let's say, monitor carbon credits, GHG emissions, as well as environmental analytical parameters, and climate readiness of the cities, because there are a lot of disasters which are happening due to, let's say, urban heat islands. Urban heat islands is something like this temperature of the city get becomes higher than the periphery of the city. You currently in summer, you might be observing that if you are living in the city center, which is much hot than the periphery of the uh, cities. So countries like Canada and North American region have have been facing such kind of issues where people are dying because of high heat. Similarly, in our region, we have another disaster related to floods, related to drought, and so on. All of these particular parameters are dependent somewhere to the climate and weather parameters. So right now, there are, like, whenever we get done with this particular call, and I can mail you, we are being preparing a kind of list wherein which um, we are preparing list sector wise. Like if you are working into a specific sector, what are the companies who are applying geospatial technology onto that, and what are the job prospects that you have in that particular sector, like the sector that I'm mentioning right now. So one of the current sector which is ongoing is climate readiness and environmental management and conservation. You can become an environmental scientist, conservational biologist in government agencies, and non-profit organizations as well. So as I told you, like I was working with one of the NGO And when it comes to NGO, not all NGOs are very small or not working for only less profit. These particular NGOs, people who are working in these particular NGOs have good amount of salary packages as well. Those particular NGOs get funding from different large companies around the globe. Let's say Microsoft Foundation or Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and there are some initiatives under AWS as well. So these particular large companies fund NGOs to do the work in terms of environmental management and conservation. So once you get to work there, you can have your own particular research papers, or you can create your own policies around these particular environmental management and conservations using geospatial technology. And mostly, if you are kind of environmentalist or into sustainable management and climate readiness sustainability, you should go into this particular field. One of the major constraint in this particular field right now is all of the things are getting automated. So earlier it used to be on papers, and you used to make the plans on papers, as well as there used to be reports. But currently, all the forms are going into the data science and AI direction itself. So as I told you, like if you're going into data science and AI field, through that as well, you can go for environmental and management conservation organizations as a data scientist. So this particular sector, you will work on natural resources, forest monitoring, climate readiness, and all of these things through data science and AI. Many people, like while I was also doing my masters, there are not many people who are also interested into coding and other kind of technologies. So one of the major prominent sector to work after you do the geoinformatics or geospatial technology learning is consulting and business development. When I say consulting, you are supposed to know GIS basics or familiarity of GIS and how you can complete the entire solution. Consultant is something different with respect to each field. Let's say if I'm into construction consulting, I need to know what is happening in construction, what are the new technologies which are coming, and how you can develop that particular technologies inbuilt in your technology team and get get the new clients. You can work as a consultant into data science organization itself. Data consultant is someone who bridges the gap between the client and the data science team. So data consultant, what he does specifically is um, he understands what is the type of data that client has, what are the things that needs to be required, like how the data needs to be cleaned, what are the other data sets which are required to complete the entire solution, how much is the effort is required in terms of completing the entire solution, if there is any RFP, that is request for proposal, or like there are a number of tenders as well. Data consultant generally fills out those particular RFPs with the help of technical team and the internal expertise. So consultant and business development are sometimes used as a common term in many organizations, but consulting itself is a different, like wherein which it bridges the gap between client and the internal teams. Business development, there are a lot of GIS companies or geospatial companies or satellite related companies and space tech companies who want to develop their business, but needs a person who knows GIS, because geospatial technology is something is very uh, difficult to understand at first for any layman who is from MBA or any other college. But if you know GIS well, and if you have the strong communication skills, interpersonal skills, as well as you understand how the business is going, what are the market trends and customer needs, what particular product will go and what particular product will have higher sales. If you have that specific knowledge, you can go into such kind of companies which are specifically using geospatial technologies at the back end, but they need business development, and you will be the person who will be kind of a technical uh, salesperson who will be selling this particular technology to n number of different clients. So we have many people who are working from our own college into companies like Esri, Hexagon, Maxar, Accenture, who are working as technology business development partners and who are helping to build their business in terms of technology. This particular part, though it comes with less technical expertise, when I say technical, it means programming, software related roles, and lot of roles into data analytics and management. This particular role comes with more of a presentation skills and knowledge about the domain. Though having knowledge of GIS software and geospatial data analysis is very crucial, because most of the times in industry, business developer only has to create a value first. So he might show to the client, like, look, these are the few things that we can do, and I can do it for you quickly, and I will show you as a part of proof of concept that we can do this. We have the ability. So in such cases, having the knowledge of GIS software and geospatial data analysis is very must. Transportation logistics is one of the lucrative, uh, I would say, a job profile right now. You might have heard about Ola, Uber, or Swiggy, all of these particular applications. Right now, you order something and you get to know how much time it will take, where that particular person is, and what is the cost, like what is the delivery cost apart from the cost that you are getting the product. With Ola, you get to see, like with respect to the traffic, seasonality, as well as the time of the day and the demand and supply. Through all of these things, you get to know what is the price that like Ola or any other company is offering you to go from destination of A to B. All of these particular technologies are built on top of GIS, and there is something known as location intelligence which is going on. Let's say you are using Amazon or any particular e-commerce applications. Based on where are you at, where what are the people around you are buying, Amazon or Netflix or other kind of e-commerce as well as OTT platforms suggest you the content, like this is what you should buy, people around you are buying this or something like that. This also contains a location. So any app that you are using, wherein which you are using the location or GPS dataset on, these kind of things come into place. So transportation and logistics is generally coming with the location intelligence part. One of the application is, let's say you want to go to a particular place through public transportation, and you are using bus for that or railway for that. One of the application which is being developed is, if you are at home, you just want to know before 5 minutes, because your walking distance to bus stop is 5 minutes. You just want to know that if bus is like will be coming in 5 minutes, so it will notify you that bus is coming in 5 minutes. You should start from your home to the bus station. So such kind of applications are also going on. So another major application in transportation and logistics is solid waste management, because you might find a lot of trucks roaming around into the city, collecting the waste and sending it to the garbage station. So all of these particular networks needs to be optimized one, because they cannot afford, let's say, other costs, petroleum costs, time consumed, and let's say repetitive costs which are coming through different employees. So there needs to be a smart management. All of this smart management can happen through transportation and logistics domain. So specifically, if you're applying GIS into this particular sector, you need to have transportation and logistics principle knowledge. One important is familiarity with GIS software and geospatial data analysis, and optimization transportation routes. So these are kind of applications which are also taught into the program itself, into MTech or MSc programs that are there into SIG. Understanding the transportation regulations and policy. So if you are working into this specific industry, you should be aware about the traffic rules or other kind of rules which are specifically into transportation and regulation policy. Having said that, this kind of a last geospatial technology development and kind of a job opportunity, wherein which you work into development of the technology itself. So let's say you are working in some company who is developing a geospatial software. You might have already heard about softwares like ISRI or QGIS. Let's say you are working for ISRI. Now your main work to improve the program to do the geospatial work for other people. So it's not the application sector program. It's more into developing the product itself by using different software technologies. Currently, many companies are making their own geospatial technology product. And if you go in this particular sector, you will be a part of more kind of a product teams wherein which you work on a specific component of work. Let's say a particular company is making an application just similar to Ola or Uber. Now you will be a part of developing the geospatial component of it. Like you will have the software knowledge, whatever the required programming languages which are required, software engineering principles, and database and all that. So this is kind of the sectors I wanted to touch base upon. There might be other sectors which I am not aware about, or I am not a part about part till now. But generally, geospatial technology is being used into agricultural sector usually right now. And yes, so once you go into the specific program, you will get to know what are the sectors wherein which you can apply this technology to, and you yourself can find out the ways to find your specific niche. Like if I'm good at programming, if I'm good at business development, if I'm good at consulting, and if I'm good at only analysis using softwares and all, towards it boils down to what you like the most and what particular sector you want to grow in, let's say next 10 to 15 years. So this is kind of a quick PPT that I had from my side. If you have any questions or um, any concerns, let me take it. Before closing on this call, there's quite interesting slide that I found right now. Is you can take a screenshot of this, which talks about what are the top 10 skills for 2025, and this is from the World Forum, kind of a hugely renowned forum that we generally refer to. So if you find on the left hand side, blue is problem solving, greenish is self management, third is working with people, and technology use and development. Now, surprisingly, if you see these two, which are into technology use and development, out of 10 skills, two skills are dependent on technology use and development. But most of the other skills are revolving around the problem solving. It includes creativity, critical thinking, complex problem solving, analytical thinking, and innovation. Why this has been reduced from 3 to 2 or 4 to 2 is lot of things are getting automated right now. Earlier, there were people who were working into digital marketing and who used to do, let's say, content marketing, content creation, and all that. But right now, sitting at home using applications like ChatGPT and all, I don't need to hire any other person. So the person who can develop those technologies has mere prior importance, but who was using the technology to serve others has been, reduced to some amount of skill. So that's why one of the major skills that you need to develop, like while going at, is the problem solving skill, wherein which if you are into geospatial field or any other sector, you need to know how to solve that problem either through data science or any other problem. So not all uh, solutions require AI right now. You can, so if you can solve it with very minimal logic and high performance, that's the best thing that you can give to industry. So having said that, I will end my session over here. I would like to just take your views and questions and answers, if any, or if any questions from the faculty as well.
Yes, anyone has any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Hi, Samashra.
I have a question, sir. So in the first slide, you said that you should know about R and Python language. So is it necessary to know prior to the MTech course, or during the MTech course we will learn it?
No. So just for the clear picture, you will need it after MTech. So what are the career options that I have told you into the entire slideshow are the career prospects once you have the knowledge of geospatial technology. Now, once you enroll into the course, let's say, I'm not sure which course you're opting for, let's say Geoinformatics and Serving Technology or Special Data Science or MSc, you will be given the knowledge of Python and R and other any like .NET kind of languages, JavaScript as well. But thereon, you need to develop your own skill set. Like, where are you interested in? Let's say if you're interested in data science and AI, Python and R is the language that you should focus on. That was the main concern.
Okay, thank you, sir. And sir, what are the companies as freshers we can apply for after MTech?
So there are very companies, and I can't name only few. It will be very kind of dishonoring to other companies as well. But whenever we have the list of companies ready, I will definitely share it with company like institute faculties so that they can share it over to you. So there might be around more than 100, 150 companies which we are, uh, creating a directory of.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else? So any questions from faculty or students? Uh, okay, so yes, anyone wants to say something? Yes, Suraj, go ahead.
Hello, sir. Uh, I have a question that what are the expectations of industry from the student of MTech student?
Okay. Uh, the question is very vague, Suraj. Like, uh, as I told you, like each industry have their own standards. If you're going into construction industry, IT industry, or like an environmental and resource industry, each will have their own set of list of things that they want a person should know. But one of the major thing, like I will talk about few main principal things that every person should know if you are um, graduating as a MTech or MSc student is understanding, like in-depth understanding of whatever that you have learned in the course, understanding what you want to achieve right now, like what particular sector you want to go into, and if you have the specific niche knowledge about it. The third thing is, if you are applying for a job, do you have the relevant knowledge to apply for the job? So what happens is whenever the companies come, people blindly go into the job opportunities just because it is coming for interview and you want to, you know, uh, get the job. But try to first understand what is the requirement of the job. Is it aligning with your preference or not? Because if a construction company is there and you want to go into data science and analytics, you should not specifically apply for the same, but to find a specific company which adheres to what you want to achieve next, like say 5 to 10 years ahead. And now, while learning this particular course into first and second year, you will be getting connected with a lot of different people, and you will get to understand what you really like while doing all of these small assignments or projects into the curriculum. Those are specifically to know your interest, like what exactly you can do, what exactly you cannot do, or what exactly you are good at, or what exactly you are not good at. So having that particular specific understanding is one of the most important things, like any job interviewer or any company asks for, because they don't want people who 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 will come into the industry. They have to train that particular person. Let's say if you come to my organization will have to train you for some of the different skills that are required. Now, since you won't be interested into that particular specific job, you will resign from the job very quickly. So that particular attitude setting is very important while you approach to any kind of jobs. That's the only thing. So, does it answer your question, or you had anything specific to ask?
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, anyone else? I guess that will be all. So I thank Mr. Sumed for taking out the time to enlighten us.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Yeah,
Hello.
do you have a question? Hello.
Yes, Pallavi. Do you have any question? So I have put down my email ID into the chat box right now. Whoever have any particular questions, you can reach out to me on email. Currently, I'm out of country, so um, I'm not sure if my mobile number will be reachable for you to for you all. But you can also reach me out through LinkedIn as well. So once we get connected, we can connect through any platform specifically. But if you have any questions regarding career or what are the next opportunities and what you are looking for, just give me a mail or give me a message on LinkedIn.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for being so accessible. Anyone has any questions? Otherwise, we'll close the session. Okay. So on behalf of SIG, I will thank Mr. Sumed again for a wonderful session, and hope we'll be conducting many more such sessions with his unique insight, and that will be beneficial to all. So I bid everyone a good day. And last thing is, in chat box, I have given the link of feedback for the session. Kindly fill the feedback for the webinar and submit. So I hope
Thank you so
everyone
much,
can
Kamal.
see the chat. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Sumit. Once again,
Thank you so much.
everyone.
Yep. Bye bye.